This is the Dark Therapy Session. Two podcasters on a journey seeking a peace of mind
that we all think we need.
and finding the humor in the darkest situations.
The session is now open. Do not disturb.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dark Therapy Session. I'm Arce, and joined with me, as always, is Mr. Brandon Janu. What's up, buddy?
What's up, man?
Chilling, man. Today's topic is overthinking. What are some things that you overthink? What are some things that cause you to overthink? And what are some situations that overthinking was a good thing, or maybe even a bad thing? I guess we'll focus on the bad, but I think we can definitely say some overthinking is good, right?
It's definitely good.
Mm-hmm. Why?
I think overthinking is good because sometimes we wouldn't be doing podcasting if we didn't overthink.
That's true.
We need ideas, and sometimes you know when you are like cramped in a space of thinking, you won't over assert yourself and try to see what else can you actually achieve. So you won't even try it. But when you overthinking, it's like I need to push myself. I need to see what the hell this is. I need to see what these boundaries are, and that's what overthinking comes in. It has created podcasters out of me and you. So I mean, it is overthinking can be very good. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's more times that it's not. There's more times that it's not. I mean, depression, anxiety, um, feeling that thinking that people are not for you, and stuff like that. So overthinking can easily be, just as great. It can give you something, and just as bad. It could force something out of you that you didn't expect either. So it's both spectrums. It's a very thin line of where overthinking can either be a good thing or a bad thing. Depends on how you are as a person.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think a lot of overthinking can make or break us at times. You know what I'm saying? Especially like you said in the podcasting game, overthinking and overworking and trying to perfect what you're doing and obsessing, essentially, it could be a good thing. But I think if it's on based on like personal stuff in life, stuff that's not creative necessarily, you're overthinking because your girlfriend, you know, said something that pissed you off, you know what I'm saying? And now you're on this whole entire other level of you know, your thoughts and just being mindful of all the things that they did wrong. You know what I mean? That can cause you to just overthink for no reason sometimes. It could be the littlest thing, you know. Um, but I wanted to kind of bring this up here, and I'm going to share the screen if that's all right with you. Um, it's 10 ways to stop overthinking. Now, what are some causes for overthinking? The most important thing to realize about what causes overthinking is that it comes from a good place. And that's
I,
so
I
true.
agree. I
Yeah,
agree. Yeah,
it has to. And if it comes from a bad place, it's just gonna be bad. It's
yeah.
gonna be bad all over. You know what I'm saying?
That's when you get serial killers and you get these mass shootings and shit. You overthought yourself into a situation that you should never have been in.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, because and then they obsess. You know what I'm saying? I even
Hmm.
said that a few minutes ago. Being obsessive, and
And you also
it's
said it's personal. That was personal
yeah,
obsession. It
yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
like it was creative. You were personally obsessing over shit.
right, exactly. Um, let's see. Here are a handful of the most common causes of overthinking. Early reinforcement. Most people with a severe habit of overthinking developed a habitat early in life, often as a child, and they de- they usually developed it because at the time It was the only way they had to deal with scary, difficult experiences. For example, as a child of an alcoholic parent, the habit of worrying obsessively about what would happen if dad came home drunk might have served a very useful function than keeping you safe or out of harm's way. I guess I kind of agree with that. I mean, our early childhood and our early life definitely, um, plays a big part, obviously, on how we are as an adult. As we get older. You know what I'm saying?
Some of us had to um, overthink because we didn't have anything else. Because we probably grew up with nothing. We didn't really grow up with, like TVs or anything like that. So all you had was your imagination. That's overthinking. So you either created something outside of what the fuck your reality was. So it's just like that's overthinking. And I think that a lot of people still overthink, but now it's more into the what we're bringing it into reality, and it's you can't overthink reality. It sucks because it's just like what you are thinking is mixed with imagination and it's mixed with reality. That's overthinking. That's that's overthinking. What you believe and what you're seeing is creating a rift somewhere in your thought process. So you're overthinking because now you're trying to bring your thoughts and your beliefs to reality, and sometimes you can't do that, or you might not be able to do that, depending on the situation you're in.
Trying to
So overthinking,
manifest something that's not possible at times.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when I was a kid, I had imaginary friends. Like that's what that is. It's kind of like I had no friends, so of course I overthought about having friends. I was like, can I have friends? Will I ever have friends? Like it's the same thing now with me. I'm the same way. I still overthink. You know what I'm saying? Overthink this podcast, but it's more creative, like you said earlier, because it's a good overthink is creative. But I also overthink personally too. It's like, will I ever be um on my own? You know what I'm
Wow.
saying?
That's a deep
Like,
thought.
yeah. It's like, will I ever be on my own? Will I ever know how to function on my own if I don't know how to? Or nobody's giving me a chance to function on my own.
Right.
So that's an
Right.
overthinking. Is overthinking there? Will I ever have kids one day? Will I ever be? It's overthinking. That's personal overthinking, and that's where my depression leads, and that's where it kicks in. Because as a personal overthinking, you said that earlier, it's personal. And your creative overthinking is like I could always figure out a way to make something better. That's good. When you're personally overthinking, that's when you get into anxiety. That's when you get into depression. That's when you get those mental problems, those mental breakdowns. And the best way you do is either you fade away from it or you, I'm gonna say rise to the challenge because you don't really rise to the challenge. You either, fade away from it or you just break down even more and, leads to something worse like suicide or something because you
That's the
overthought,
fucking truth.
because you overthought the situation.
Mm.
You made it personal when it probably wasn't supposed to be that personal. Oh, it was personal. It just, you should have tried to find a way out of it, but you didn't because you thought my imaginative self is like telling me this is supposed to be reality. You couldn't get out of that. Whatever you thought was supposed to manifest and it didn't. So what you did, you overthought yourself. You put yourself in a position where if it's never gonna be that way, then I'm gonna just take myself out. Fuck it.
Right. Right. And overthinking causes that. Overthinking causes anxiety. Overthinking causes depression. Overthinking causes all these emotions in you, and that's why it's so dangerous, man. You got to be careful when you start overthinking and you start obsessing. You really have to stop and ask yourself, is this worth it? Is this viable? Is this something that is good for me? Because if not, if you can't stop and do that, yeah, you'll become obsessive. Then you'll probably become, depressed. You know what I'm saying? Anxious, all that shit.
Very anxious.
Yeah, for real.
Very fucking anxious.
No doubt. The illusion of control. Perhaps the most dominant maintaining cause of overthinking is that it gives us an illusion of control. Yes. We don't like to admit it, but many things in life are outside of our control. Understandably, this leads to a sense of helplessness and anxiety. See? The issue is, in short term, overthinking can alleviate that anxiety and helplessness since thinking often feels productive even if it isn't. This leads to a feeling of false control, which temporarily alleviates our anxiety. And because anxiety relief is rewarding, it makes the habit of overthinking stronger. So basically, it's just a vicious cycle. You overthink, and you think it's good because it makes you feel good, and then you become obsessive, and it leads to anxiety and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That
Exactly
happens
what
all the
I.
time.
Yeah, exactly what I just said. Imagine if mindset, if thinking something's supposed to happen for you, you're trying to manifest shit that just is not there. And it's exactly what it is. It's a control mechanism in our minds that we like. If I thought it should be happening, what the fuck? Like, that's exactly how we feel. If I thought it should be happening, right? Nah, not really. I mean, sometimes bringing your imagination is good to reality, but sometimes your imagination can run too wild and you can't haul it back. You can't bring it back. Sometimes you gotta be like, oh shit.
Yeah. Let me take a step back. It's like, let me take a step back. I messed that up, and then you start thinking, damn, can't believe I fucked that up. And then you start overthinking about that. You know what
That's my
I
fucking
mean?
life. Good God, that's my fucking life.
No doubt, man. No
Did I fuck
doubt,
that up?
yo.
I think I fucked that up. Shit, why did I fuck that up? What did I do to fuck that up so bad? Yeah, yeah.
Hell yeah, yo.
It's
Fucking
us.
nuts.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Oh
man.
man.
I swear this is me, man. I'm reading about myself right now.
Well, we said it's gonna be
Secondary.
educational.
I
We
know.
said
I
it's gonna
guess
be
so.
educational for ourselves.
Why not, man? Right? Fuck it. Secondary gain is the idea that we persist in our overthinking because it has secondary and non obvious benefits. For example, many people maintain their habit of overthinking because it leads to sympathy and pity from other people in their lives, and that feels good. Overthinking can be an excuse for procrastinating or avoiding decisions. If you tell yourself you can't make a decision because maybe you haven't thought enough about it, then you can't ever be blamed for making a bad decision. That's just a cop out, though, to me.
But a lot of motherfuckers do
Yeah,
it.
yeah. They say, hey, man, I've been thinking about
I'm
this. I haven't thought about this enough.
yeah. Let me give you some more time on it. I think that's an interesting one. I'm a procrastinator. I'm not gonna lie. Like I try to haul off on some shit, but that's more so like going somewhere or doing something. It's not really expressing my feelings anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's a different type of procrastination. I think if you're trying to hold back your feelings on something, that's different. But like if it's a business deal or something, yeah, take your time and think about that shit. That's not procrastination. That's just you trying to find out what the fuck your future is. That's not procrastination at all. I don't know if this motherfucker gonna work or not. I need to make sure this shit is 100% locked in and sealed. If I fucking agree to this shit, that's not procrastination.
Hmm.
And like you said,
Yeah,
that could be a cop out too for a lot of motherfuckers because they don't know how to express it.
yeah, and that's true, man. It's unfortunate, but there are people out there like that. Secondary gain is basically how they live their lives.
hmm Act like they're crazy, but they're not. Act like they don't
Hmm.
know what the fuck they talking about or not know what the fuck they doing, but they do.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
And
I know.
so, like, what this is basically secondary gain is also keeping yourself in that overthinking mindset to where you get people to feel bad for you because you're
Yeah,
gaining their sympathy from it.
yep,
And that's one, and two, it feels good. So there's your secondary gain. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
definitely.
I've been there, man. Trust me, man.
Oh, me
I've
too.
yeah.
Oh, me too. Mm.
Uh, Overgeneralization. Overgeneralization means that because large amounts of drinking, or sorry, that's me drinking beer. That might be a clip. I don't know.
That shows a clip.
Overgeneralization means that because large amounts of thinking help in one area of life, like school or work, for example, you assume that it will also work in other areas in life, like as far as conflicts with your spouse or death of a loved one. Many people are so good at thinking and so rewarded for it in certain aspects of life that they have a hard time putting that tool down in other areas of life. It's like an old saying goes, the hammer to a hammer everything looks like a nail. To the expert thinker, everything starts to look like a problem to be solved with lots of thinking. I do that because I'm very analytical,
Me too.
especially when I'm got some
Going through something.
going through something, and when
Hmm.
I've really got some cannabis in my system. I truly do overthink, and that's all I do when I'm high is overthink the whole motherfucking
But that's
time.
what
But
weed is supposed to do. I mean, it's supposed to make you overthink. It's supposed to make you open your mind, right? Stimulate
yeah,
your
it
mind.
makes you creative as well, and that's
Yeah.
kind of where I was kind of going with it, where it helped me all in this aspect. You know what I'm saying? But in other aspects, yeah, man, I've played. It's not necessarily playing the victim, but you're doing it for clout, essentially. You know what I'm saying? And I have done that shit for people to feel bad for me for
Me
clout
too.
and shit. Yeah, I've done
Me
that,
too.
man.
I,
I'm
I can
guilty of
honestly
it.
say that.
Yeah. Mm.
Now looking back at it, I'm like, damn, I was fucked up. But then I'm like, I got what I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. No doubt. Yeah, right. As long as you get what you wanted, you don't know, you know what I'm saying? You don't really feel bad about it, right?
I'd be like, that was fucked up, but got what I wanted. I don't fuck.
Yeah.
You know?
I've manipulated so many people in my lifetime, man. Oh my god, bro. It's not even funny, man. Talking about overthinking, that's something I overthink about. Because we talked about regrets and how I regretted, what I regretted. Go back and listen to it if y'all haven't heard it.
And when
But
it comes out, when it comes out,
right,
when it comes
yep.
out,
Well, this will be after that, so it's already out.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, it definitely will be out.
yeah, this will be out on Monday.
Yeah,
But overthinking honestly has helped me a lot in situations, especially when like uh, a family member needs help with something, or I'll help them, and I overthink the situation by constantly bringing his problem up into my head to try to fix the idea. You know what I'm saying, or to try to come up with something that I can help this person with. That's a good overthinking. Overthinking, a bad overthinking, a bad type of overthinking is, I'm not enough. Everything I do is worse. Everything I touch turns to shit. I'm a loser. You know what I'm saying? That's another kind of overthinking that is very. It's well, that kind of overthinking is dangerous, but
very.
yeah, it's.
But we have it, and
Mhm.
it's crazy. I was thinking that a couple of days ago. I was like, because I said it yesterday. I posted it yesterday. I was like, I feel like I ain't doing shit because I usually have dropped a podcast or something this week. I just did it today, but it felt like damn, I'm slipping. And me as a person, people say take a break and chill, but here's the thing: this is me chilling. This is me taking a break. My podcast is me taking a break from reality.
Right. Even though you're speaking about your reality,
I'm
it's
really
still
speaking about
taking a
my,
break.
but it's more so because it's in my words. It's what I
Yeah.
feel. Nobody's telling me that I'm wrong. Nobody's telling me to shut the fuck up. Nobody's telling me that judging me because I say, yo, I'm depressed. I don't feel like dealing with nobody today. Nobody's asking me, well, what's wrong with you? Why you got? that's my time to myself. That's my time to myself. So when people say take a break and chill and all that shit, I took a break for like like at the last season. I fucking was happy for like the first 2 days, and then after that, I got fucking depressed. I'm like, I gotta get back in the studio. I gotta do this shit right
Yeah,
now
that
because it,
anxiety kicked in. They're like,
yeah,
damn, I can't. I gotta do. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not doing
it's
nothing. I'm
like
not
I
doing
got
nothing.
something to. It is exactly what you just said. It's like I got something to make me feel like I am something. So let me get back to doing that shit because if I don't, somebody's just gonna come in and take my spot. And I don't think nobody comes in and takes my spot or nothing like that because we all have different podcasts. We all talk about different shit. We all do different things. But in my mind, it goes back to me being a kid and feeling like I'm behind already. So anytime I feel like I have to take any step back that I know I love to do, it's taking a step back in my mind. And it's like, oh shit, I need to keep going because there's people with stories that's way more advanced than I am. You know what I'm saying? So I got to keep going. That's what overthinking kicks in because it's it could be negative to a point where you never want to do a podcast again. You know what I'm saying? Like you know.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I haven't done my podcast, quote
Yeah.
unquote, and since about, I
Hey,
don't know, a
wow.
month or two. It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a
No,
while.
you just did one. Then you just did an episode.
That was about a month or two ago.
Good God. Okay. Oh
Yeah.
shit. But that's the thing, like overthinking. But to me, when people say take a break, it's like I can't take a break because I feel like I'm already behind in my mind. So if I found something that I genuinely love, it's hard to stop it. That's that obsession. That's when the addiction kicks in. But it's a positive one because I know I'm doing something positive for myself. And then I'm not harming myself. I'm not hurting nobody. I'm doing this shit for me to get myself better. And maybe the stories that I might tell one day might become something for my family. And they be like, oh, wait, we got to talk about that. What happened to that or something? Like when a regret episode drop, maybe we talk about it if they hear it. But other than that, I don't really, have no, ties to anything else because this is what I do to make myself feel better. That's why I say I don't really give a fuck about making it a successful podcast or getting paid for it because at the end of the day, I don't want to water down what I feel and I don't want to overthink myself into thinking I gotta shuck and jive for these corporations when I'm like, no, motherfucker, I do this because this made me feel good when I had nothing to make me feel good. I always will come back to that. My overthinking put me in a very dark place, but it also got me something that I've wanted to do for years, and this is podcasting. So
Yeah.
can't be too fucking mad.
That's true, man. That is very, very fucking true. I spoke to another guy, and we're friends with two other people. And I was speaking to him, and when I said, "Look, man, I don't think either of them like me, man, because I think they think I'm some kind of goofball. Maybe I don't take it serious, or maybe they just don't like me for who I am." He's like, "Man, you need to stop overthinking." That's exactly what he said to me. And it does, but then I start thinking about that. Am I overthinking that? Am I being the one that's making a situation out of nothing?
I do the
You
same
know what I'm
shit.
saying?
I do the same shit.
Overthinking can do that. It can create a false illusion, a false situation that does not exist and only exists in your
In your
brain.
mind. Mm-hmm. In your mind. I
Yeah,
do that shit too.
yeah,
I do
hell
that shit
yeah,
too. But I'm
man.
like when I do try to talk to people,
Hmm.
I'm like, am I being too cool or am I being too over aggressive? Like I might have just been like, hello, what's happening? But in my mind, I'm like, oh shit, I should never said that. And now for 2 hours straight, because maybe somebody didn't respond yet, I'm like, did I do too much? All I said was hello, how are you? But in my mind, I'm like, I was like it's like you fucking like it's just like god damn man. And then like I said, like if I don't get a response, it's like oh shit, I'm tripping. Like what the fuck, like I should never sent it. I was crazy for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Then when I get a response, I'm like, okay, that was cool. But then it's like, that's a weird response. Like,
Yeah, and then you're like, okay, what's that about?
yeah,
Why
I'm
why
like,
did that happen?
dude. Like that's not how I thought she would answer that. Or that's not how I thought they
Yeah.
would answer that. Like the fuck is going on with this shit today? Like,
Yeah, man. Yeah, and that shit can play such a big part on your personality. It can play such a big part, really, on your family, man, because it will start hurting you sometimes, and that can be taken out on the family. You know what I'm saying? So I try to hide it as best as I can from around family members because I know how bad it can be. And it can be very annoying, too. Very annoying. You know, it's when you're, excuse me, when you're obsessing and you're overthinking out loud, when people notice it, it can be real bad.
yeah. I mean, look, overthinking is a it's a tool to be used if you I won't say control it. Fuck you can't control overthinking. Um,
But you could be aware of it, and we talk
you could
about that
be
a lot.
aware of it though. That's a difference, you
Yeah.
know. And I think we're both aware that we're overthinkers, so we kind of can uh, use it a little differently than a lot of people can. But even in that sense, you got to be very aware of overthinking the overthinking.
Yeah. That's like what I've heard and I say as well. I guess it's a moniker. Everything in moderation, including moderation,
Mm,
if that makes any sense.
it makes total sense. Yeah, you gotta be aware of
So
the over. You don't always fall too into the overthinking because then you overthink your overthinking and then you're like, oh my, god damn it. Yes, yes, that's that.
yep, fucking right, man. All right, let's finish this article. We did the overgeneralization, right? Yeah. 10 ways to stop overthinking. Number one, identify the emotions behind overthinking. So basically, say, why am I overthinking? Right? Am I wrong? Even though it's internal, overthinking is a behavior. It's something we do. And like all behaviors that stick around and become habits, it's because they're serving some function. When you raise your hand during a talk, it serves the function of letting others know you want to speak. Similarly, when you overthink something, it can also serve a function. But rather than a social function, overthinking often serves as an emotional function. That is, it does something to your for your feelings. Usually it makes you feel better, though often just temporarily, which is true. For example, when you start overthinking by worrying about your future at work, it might be the case that overthinking is functioning to relieve or alleviate some anxiety you have about your job. I hate this motherfucking job. But I need more money. I'll take the management position if they offer it to me. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, the overthinking is a quick fix. It may temporarily distract you from your anxiety and give you the illusion of control, but in the end, it doesn't really address the thing you're worried about and makes you more anxious and insecure in the long run. So, one of the best things to do to eliminate the habit of overthinking is this: look for the emotions behind overthinking. Ask yourself if there's a better way to deal with them. Almost always, taking the time to get curious about your emotions and validate them is going to be more productive in the long run than simply avoiding them with overthinking. I think we said that. We just covered that basically. You know, being self-aware, realizing when you're overthinking, and maybe try to distract yourself or try to find something else that can kind of take your time and take your mind away from the thing that you're
Yeah,
thinking about.
I think that also is kind of like trying to like say go into the overthinking, like deal with the emotional ties, I guess, towards it or whatever you're feeling for the overthinking. Like, what made you overthink? Like, if you're like, what, like, I guess heartbreak or something like that. Like the emotions that gave you that overthinking mindset, something like that. You know.
Number two, schedule a future thinking date. One of the tricks that overthinking plays on us is convincing us that we have to think more now. But if you think about it, unless your house is literally on fire, you probably don't think or don't have to think about the idea that but if you think about it, unless your house is literally on fire, you probably don't have to think about that idea your mind is throwing at you right at this moment, which means why not schedule your overthinking for later? This simple technique called scheduling a future thinking date is effective because it helps remind you that just because your mind wants to think about something now doesn't mean you have to. By agreeing to think about something at a later date, you simultaneously validate your overthinking mind's concern and avoid the downsides of getting lost in overthinking. Then when you do return to think then when you do return to think about that thing, you're doing it intentionally rather than reactively, which means you're more likely to think about you're more likely to think about it in a helpful way rather than getting stuck in unhelpful forms of thinking like worry or rumination. I can't read, yo, just to let you know. Finally, much of the time you'll find that when your future thinking date actually shows up, you're not even concerned about the thing anymore and can simply drop it. The key to this whole exercise, though, is that you have to treat it like a real appointment. This means you should put it in your calendar and set a reminder. And if the time comes and you do feel the need to think about it more, do genuinely think about it. If you get into the habit of setting future thinking dates, you'll eventually train your mind to be less insistent with its desire to overthink, which means you'll have an easier time resisting the moment. I mean, that's true. That used to happen to me like when my wife and I first separated and shit, and I would just constantly obsess and think over what did I do wrong, what could I have done to fix it, what can I do to fix it now. It was just constantly running, constantly running, constantly running, and like I would be literally exhausted throughout the day thinking about this. So I ended up going to marriage counseling for a while, or by myself. I went to what was it called, separation and divorce counseling, and that's one of the things they brought up is actually scheduling your time to think. If it pops up in your head, say, hey, no, you know what? I don't want to think about this right now. I'll think about it in an hour. And a lot of times when that hour came, I didn't even think about it anymore. It made things a lot better. Yep.
I mean, that's a dope one. I think that's a pretty cool one because it is true.
Mm-hmm.
Your the thoughts that maybe be plaguing you so much is happening in the now. So when you do say, you know what, fuck that, I'm gonna just wait for a while and then I'm gonna think about it if it's still there to think about. Because people don't understand about overthinking that now is why you're overthinking. You're overthinking because it's now. You're looking at what the fuck you don't have now, or what you want now, or what you feel now, and you don't realize, yo, if I could just sit back and chill and just wait and see what the fuck happens, it'd be so much easier. And that's what happens. Sometimes, that's just how shit goes sometimes. And it's not I don't really think that's a bad thing for anybody. I think that's just but yeah, I think people need to do schedule their situations. I wouldn't be surprised if more people do hopefully do that in the future. If you actually are looking to, I guess, use your brain and or if you are an overthinker and you do need some tools to get out of it, I mean, that's a beautiful way of thinking about it. That's a beautiful way of doing it because I think that a lot of people, like I said, you're thinking about the now. You're not really focusing on anything else but the right now. But that's why your thoughts are so rapid because they're giving you what you feel, what you think, what you obsessing over right now, what you feel. Like, it's all of that wrapped up into. So you know, if you do say, you know what, let me schedule a time to sit and actually think. And that's why I play the game. To be honest, I play the game, and that's when my thought because usually I have to sit my ass down. I have to sit my ass down and focus on the game. If I don't know how to play it yet, so I have to focus on this.
Hmm.
And then when I fucking get thoughts and I lose or something, I still get fucking mad that I lose in games. Yes, I still get mad because I'm supposed to be focused on this,
Hmm.
and these fucking thoughts are now running again. It's like, no, I'm focused on this.
Right.
That's where my and then when I finish the game and I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking about earlier?
Yes. Yep. And that's a good thing, man. That really is a good thing, especially if you're obsessing over something that, you really shouldn't be obsessing over anyway.
Oh, you can't change.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
can't fucking change. Yeah, it's a
You
lot,
can
man.
change, but the
I
situation a
mean,
lot of times doesn't change, but you can definitely change the way you think about things and the way you react to things.
how you
The only thing
moving?
that we can control is ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
That's it.
yes.
So if we can control our overthinking, if we can control our anxiety, our depression, you know what I'm saying, our self-worth, um it only makes for a better life and makes you a better person overall cuz then you don't take the shit out on other people. You know what I'm saying?
That's the main thing. Is not to hurt others
Yeah.
physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. It's not to hurt
Mhm.
others. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? And if you do hurt yourself, you're hurting yourself. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like you understand your pain. You understand what you're going through. A lot of people don't understand that shit. So when you lash out, they don't know where it's coming from. It's just like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Mhm.
So you gotta understand that. Overthink is a motherfucker. It's a lot to it, man. Like you said, it's a fucking mechanism. It's
Mhm.
literally a circle. It's a coping mechanism. To be
It
honest with you, for
is.
some people, it's a coping
Mhm.
mechanism. It's something that is the only way you can actually, like I said earlier, deal with reality
Yeah.
because you gotta obsess over something that might not ever happen, but you gotta think about. Well, if it ain't happening in reality, might as well fucking think about it and hopefully it'll pop the fuck up one day. like, so
Yeah,
yeah,
and then if it does, you'll hopefully have some type of a solution in your own head. You know what I'm saying?
you're like, oh
Yeah.
shit, I dreamed about this, or I thought about this. I know how to do this already,
Hmm.
and completely fuck up the whole situation.
It could.
Fucking bungle, fuck up the whole layup. Just
Yeah.
open, just nothing there. Just easily lay it up. Nope. You overthought yourself out there. Like, how the fuck is that possible?
Yeah. No shit. Yeah. I've overthought myself out of jobs. Like, I know I'm gonna get this shit. Shit, I killed that motherfucker. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get. I can't wait. Come home. I think I got that shit. I know I got that shit. I got that shit. Then you get the email. We decided to seek other applicants. God damn.
Yeah, that shit happened to me like 3 times. I was like, man, you gotta be fucking. Who the
Yeah.
fuck does this better than me, bitch?
Sucks, man. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, who are you hiring? Who?
Yeah, like I applied for a job for a government company, and it was just like a mail carrier, a package deliverer for the company within the company. You taking stuff to labs and picking up
Oh
shit from
shit!
labs and stuff like
Like
that.
half baked.
Yes, just like that. And I be half baked too. And and then I was like, oh man, that's the shit I do anyway, man. I do that all day, every day. Uber Eats, and I did Uber for a long ass time, and delivery drivers for various companies and trucking and stuff like that. I was like, I got this. Nope. Sucks, man.
You want to keep going with the reading of this? I think we pretty much got it covered.
All right,
Cause we
yeah.
pretty much, I mean, we
How
pretty
about
much got it
this? We do this.
covered.
Only overthink on paper. That might be all right. Learn to
Yeah.
be more assertive. I guess. I guess is it with your thoughts?
Eh,
Yeah. Be assertive with your thoughts. Spotting cognitive distortions, whatever the fuck that means. Let's see. Cognitive distortions are errors in thinking that leads to excessive emotional reactions. Yeah, we covered that too. We basically
yeah, kind
that's
of covered that.
exactly what we said. Yeah, I feel like we know this list. We didn't even have to read it.
Yeah, the
Uh,
rest of the list we kind of already talked about it.
yeah,
Like the whole
try
list we
some.
already talked about.
It says try some ordinary mindfulness. Use the 555 drill to improve your emotion tolerance. I don't know what the 555 is.
Yeah, it sounds crazy. I'm not doing all that.
Yeah, neither.
You will
Let's
forget
see.
the third step by the time you get to the fifth, like the first
Yeah,
five.
exactly. Oh, it's basically set a reminder on your phone for every 5 minutes so when you can think about it. Experiment with micro decisiveness. Micro decisiveness. I thought that shit was gonna say microdosing, bruh. I was like, yeah, here we go. I, finally, we're
Something that
talking.
loves me. This is it.
Yes, mushrooms love me. They love you too, Brandon. By the way.
I hope so. Shit.
No, they love you. They love you. They just want to show you the way. Make time to worry on purpose. That's true. That's see, they just now they're just kind of running through the same shit they've already said.
Yeah.
Um, Remind yourself of your values. Yeah, that's pretty good, I guess. I'll put the link in the bio or a link in the show description so that you
Yeah,
guys
that'd be cool too.
can read that on
Throw it.
your own. As you can see, by the time we got to five, it was just like whack.
Yeah, we kind of like tapped out on that shit. We tapped out on that shit. And like, all right, we got it. We understand what you're trying to
Yeah,
say.
yeah. We got it. All right.
We
It's the
got
reason we
you.
don't
We
see a
heard.
goddamn psychologist or a psychiatrist that much, man, because we don't want to do that shit they talking about. Damn.
That shit take too much, bro. Man, just give me my
Yeah,
medicine. Let me get the
man.
fuck on somewhere.
That's what I'm saying.
Man,
Shit.
shit.
Stop playing around, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
I guess we got to wrap up the whole. How the hell we
Yeah.
wrap? We got to
Yeah.
wrap up that. Um. I overthinking. I mean, overthinking is something that can lead to negative, damn near deadly consequences. If you don't be aware of what you're overthinking about, particularly um, probably emotional distress, maybe a physical health situation going on, you can overthink about that too because you're like, I can never be back to where I was when I wasn't like this. You know, I would never know what that feels like because I've always been like this. Uh, I will never know what that feels like. Um, but also, you have to also know overthinking can also lead to other things like the dark therapy sessions. So you never know. So you never know. You never know. Sometimes it could lead to a path of destruction, or it could lead to something that you actually are proud to say you're doing. So, um, more than anything, man, overthinking, just be aware of it. Be aware of it, and don't wait too late to figure out your awareness of it, because then that's when you're in a hospital, or even worse, you're 6 feet under. So
Yeah.
be aware of
Facts.
it. Be aware of it.
Gotta be. I think that's the most important thing. I think we said that in almost every single episode, man. Being self aware, realizing what causes you to have these overthinking issues, what causes you to have all these emotional things that we talked about, anxiety, depression.
You know, you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? You said you know when you're overthinking, right?
Not in the moment.
Sometimes, okay,
Yeah.
because I'm about to say, because you know when you're overthinking, but I don't.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know in the moment either. I don't know,
Right.
but I know when I'm depressed.
Mhm. Oh, see,
I,
and I don't either. I
I,
like
I,
well, I'm lying. I do, but I don't do anything about it. I just sit in it for, you know what I'm
yeah, me
saying?
too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
kind of feel it, and I can feel when it's kicking in, and I'm like, ah, shit.
Yeah.
I can feel when it's kicking in. I'm like, ah, shit. Okay, and
Hmm.
that's when I'm like, let me just sit in this shit for a moment because it's
Yep.
not gonna get better. So let me just sit in it.
If they've seen the last 5 episodes, man, all that week that we recorded those episodes, I was fucked up, bro. I know it
Me
doesn't
too.
look like it, and
Me
I
too.
because I try to play a quote unquote character, if you will, or I try to portray something on screen, something more positive on screen. But bro, shit is hard, man. Like not
Yeah,
wanting to
I
wake
mean,
up, not wanting to do shit, fuck everybody else. And then at the same time, how the fuck am I gonna make this podcast good? What can I do? I need to learn. I need to learn After Effects so I can make my intros pop. I need to fucking go to school, man, so I can learn how to do filmography and fucking production and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like constantly in my head, constantly in my head, constantly in my head.
yeah,
And
same.
yeah, man, it's like
Same. It was like damn, like I fucked up. I didn't do nothing Tuesday with everybody. I felt fucked up about it, because I was going through it. I'm like, man, fuck. Depression hit me really hard Tuesday. Wednesday, recorded and everything. You're just like that's just how it goes, man. And depression, like you said, we like I've been saying, like I've been going through it for the last couple months. I'm not even gonna act like this shit is even nowhere near done. It's just getting started to me personally. Um, but yeah, I mean, and now my niece sick. She's got a fever, and so I'm like, had to take her to the hospital last night. I'm like, god damn. So there's a lot of shit mentally that I'm just like, man, fuck, I gotta call her and see how she's doing. But to me, it's just like this is what depression is. I can't even
yeah,
I can't even figure it out. Some days I could do a podcast, no problem. Some days I'm just like I gotta drag my ass through it.
right.
This is what it
It's
is.
kind of me today. I ain't gonna lie.
I get it. Yeah, it's cool, man. I understand. Thanks for
Yeah,
coming through, though.
man. Oh,
Thanks, man.
I had to because you know this is the way I fight through it by doing the
Yes,
things that I don't want to do anyway. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. It ain't like that all the time, especially if it's just for me. Fuck it, I'll wait. But if I know I'm gonna be, I feel obligated to, or if I, something like that, then I force myself to get into it. You know what I'm saying? So I think, so kind of to sum it up, I think overthinking can be positive when you're overthinking about something positive, but it can be just as bad if you're thinking about something negative. You know what I'm saying?
I think
So
it's what
it's a
you just
coin.
said. I think it's what you said. It's creativity. That's when it's positive. When you're overthinking, it's creativity being with it, and it's something positive for you personally. Then it's different. But when it's negative, that's when you're bringing personal problems into overthinking. And in that moment, with creativity, you can always change something. You can always listen to something and be like, okay, I gotta do this a little bit better. There's always something you could tweak about creativity. That's why it's always positive when you're overthinking about it, because it's always positive. When it comes to personal, that's some shit you just can't change. It just is what it is. You just can't change it. Even when you want to, you fucking can't. And it's just like, I should have been a better person to that person. I should have talked to that person a little bit better. I should have got that person out of my fucking life a little quicker. Like it's just like, what I'm saying? It's just a lot of shit. I can't ever go back and tell such and such, I'm sorry or I love them again. Like, yeah, that's where overthinking gets to the point where it's too negative and you can't block it. So you numb it.
Yeah, I numb it. I numb it by you know various ways that you guys have seen on the podcast. Yeah, man. All right,
Yeah,
well that was good, man.
yeah,
I think the article did help kind of put our thoughts into perspective because we already kind of knew that list. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
We kind of did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's wrap up this segment, man, and let's get into plugs, brother. I'll let you do the plugs first.
Oh man. All right. Brand new show. Uh, podcast, YouTube channel. Uh, Also social media. You can just really just go to Instagram. I'm more on Instagram than any of those motherfucking social media pages. I do not use them bitches like that. Facebook here and there, but that's more so for like family, I guess. You want to say it like that. Friends, high school friends. Let them see how much I've grown. Not like height wise, but like just not giving a fuck wise. Um,
Yeah, facts. For those of you that are watching, listening, he and I are short.
Very short.
Very short. Just to let y'all know.
I'm, Listen, I am 5'4" on a good day.
Yeah,
Let me. I'm 5'4" on a good day.
no doubt.
Um,
I'm
but
actually
yeah, man,
6 foot. No, I'm just kidding.
that would be amazing if I like see y'all saying he really is like 6. Like what the fuck? What the
If I was
fuck?
6 foot, I'd be on stilts. That's for damn sure. No, I'm only 5'5", so I'm only an inch taller, but still
Oh,
short.
Yeah, man. But yeah, Brandon new show, all podcast platforms. I got a new episode out right now. It's actually funny because I actually was talking about how like my thoughts are not bound by my feelings. So go listen to it. I mean, and yeah, trial of Brand new. That's pretty much what I've been doing for the last couple episodes. But when I've done solo episodes, it's been a trial of Brand new. Thoughts over feelings, pretty much. Your thoughts and your mind and your heart are completely separate, but sometimes they do intertwine. You gotta just figure out when and how to use them in the right way. Because sometimes people use them bitches. It is all wrong. It's just the wrong time to use your heart and your mind at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Or your mind even tells your heart not to, actually feel some type of way. It's actually trying to get you out of it. But you still gotta. I love that person. And like, all right, I'm gonna let your ass feel that pain, then. So yeah, Brand new show on YouTube, podcast platforms, Instagram, and Dark Therapy Sessions on YouTube too. Go subscribe to it. We killing it. We got like 8 subscribers. We got some views.
Yeah, actually, we lost one. We lost one already.
I was trying to be all positive, good cop. All I said quickly was like with the swiftness.
Right. Let's just not overthink it.
I said quick with the quickness of it. Like, nah, but we lost one.
Yes.
Oh shit! All right, let's go.
I'm terrible. I am terrible. I'm so sorry. Arsay Senior, that's RSAYSR on on Instagram as well. I don't mess with anything else. Me neither. You know what I'm saying? Instagram is pretty much where it's at for me. You can check the Arsay podcast on all major platforms. Real quick, if it's all right with you, Brandon, I got to give a couple shout outs to my patrons. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Gord B. Gord himself, Mr. Kevin M., and to Mr. Damn Nugget, Tony K. I was about to say his whole name, but Tony K. Those two, they've been my patrons for a while now, so I just want to give them a shout out. I'm supposed to do it every month, but I haven't recorded a podcast in over a month, so I gotta do it here.
We can start posting this shit on Patreon. We need to.
Oh, it's on the Patreon. It's on. It's on mine. Yeah, it's on mine. It's on mine for now. Just to so that they have, because it's since it's part of the whole production thing. That's the only reason I tossed it up there. But me and you do need to talk about sponsorship and something that's coming our way. So we need to talk about that once we're finished here.
Definitely.
Yeah, dark therapy session at gmail.com. Send in anything. Talk to us. Sending us a letter. Tell us how bad we're doing, how good we're doing, how bad we suck, all that good stuff. And or quite the opposite. Tell us
take all
how
the comments. to all the
Yeah.
comments.
Facts.
we know
Facts.
we don't really suck that bad, but I mean, still. I get it. I
we
totally get
I.
it.
We I. We
We
I.
yeah, eh, we
Yeah.
depends on the day.
Facts. Facts.
Depends on the day.
We
Shit.
made this other podcaster's top 50 though this past week. We with our debut episode at number 30. So we'll take that. We'll take that. Yeah, I'm not gonna
Okay.
say his name. He gets too many. He gets too many accolades on everybody else's podcast. So I ain't even gonna bring that man's name into
I
this
mean,
one.
shout out to you, man. You know who you are already. We ain't gotta say your name. You already know.
Yeah. Uh
You the
huh.
one we already. The one everybody knows already. You know who you are.
Yep.
You know who
Exactly.
you are.
Exactly. So yeah, peep us out, man. Subscribe, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. We need sponsors, and the best way to get sponsors is by getting those numbers up. So subscribe, share, like, comment, help the algorithm, help us out, man. We try and make money in this as far as
It
having
would be
this as our
nice.
full-time job, man. I would
It would
love
be
to
nice.
have this as a full-time job. Hell
It would be nice. This is kind of like my full time job. I don't do shit else. So
yeah. This is like my second full-time job. Third.
I have nothing else to do, but this is clearly my full time. I got
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 podcasts. Right? This is all I do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel you. Y'all
but you
hear
gotta
that,
find a
man?
time and a
Go
space.
follow all his shit too, man. Damn it. So thank you everybody for the support, honestly. Special shout out to grown ass folk, Miss Sharice. She's awesome. Been supporting us since day one. So definitely wanted to at
Shout
least
out,
put her name
shout,
in that.
shout out, Meet the Tyler's podcast too.
Meet the Tylers.
Shout out
Yep.
to Kim.
Facts.
Kim, comment on our
Yep.
first video. So shout out to you,
For
Kim.
sure. For sure. And yeah, she's got some big things coming up in January too.
Oh
So
man, they killing.
y'all peep those
They,
out. Peep them out.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
they fucking killing. They are
Yeah.
killing. They about
Hell
to make a
yeah.
killing. Lord Jesus.
Right. Right.
New Year's Eve sale, they about to kill everything. That shit is about
Yeah.
to
No doubt. For real. So yeah, we'd appreciate the support. Thank you so much. And
Definitely.
let's move on to the next thing, man. Would you rather be the richest person or the funniest person in the world?
Give me funny.
Funniest or richest? How come?
Give me fun. Give me funny. I feel like people will pay me to make them laugh.
Hmm.
I think that's what stand-up comedian is. I think that's pretty much what
Basically,
it
yeah. I
is.
mean,
um,
and some of the comedians, some of the funniest people on earth are the richest people on earth.
motherfuckers
So,
on earth. It's kind of like, yeah, I mean, I think being the funniest motherfucker go pay my bills regardless. So I think
yeah, facts.
even back in the day when they used to have the Joker, the jokesters and shit in old
The
times,
jesters and shit.
yeah, the jesters and shit, yeah, they used to pay them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's been going around for modern time for years, for the entire time of this planet spinning. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could get some money out of that. So give me funny. Yeah, give me funny.
hmm Mm. I damn. I would like to say I want to be the funniest and hopefully one day try to make money out of being funny. But I'm gonna take the money first, man. I'm gonna be the richest. I'll pay people to laugh.
I'm trying to say you just pay people. I said that
I'll
shit.
I'll pay you. Every time you laugh, I'll give you $1,000. You ain't telling me they gonna be laughing at every fucking word I say.
That shit get annoying though too though. Cause
It's
it's like,
fake.
bitch,
It
I ain't even
becomes
trying to be funny.
fake.
Yeah, it's like I
Yeah,
ain't even trying to be funny. What are you doing? I'm trying to get my money.
yeah, no doubt, no
You gotta have
doubt.
some. You gotta have some boundaries, some strict regulations. You can't be just paying motherfuckers just to laugh at everything you
I know, for
say.
real, for real.
they, they will take
Um,
that shit serious. Like somebody broke their leg. What the fuck is wrong
I'm
with
the richest man on in the world. I'll get your leg fixed. I'ma laugh.
you?
Yeah, because I think obviously, we've even said it before. Money may not bring happiness, but it definitely brings some sort of relief. So having the
Hell
money
yeah.
there, and that would allow me to, let's say I did want to become a fucking stand up comedian. It allowed me not to be able to go to work. You know what I'm saying? Because I got all the money, and it allowed me not to
Yeah.
be able to go to work five,
Yeah.
full time or 60, 80 hours a week.
Yeah.
But
Practice on your craft.
and to work on the craft. They say you're not
Mm-hmm.
a good comedian unless you're 10 years in. And if I was the richest person right now, obviously I would at least try. I would try to get up on stage. You'll see me on Kill Tony and shit. I don't know if you know what that is. It's another
Oh yeah, I
podcast,
know
but
Kill Tony. I
I'll
know
be
what
on
Kill Tony
motherfucking
is.
Kill Tony in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? I'll become a sponsor. They'll be like, this episode brought to you by Arsenio. He ain't got shit to sell. He just gave us money. Go to Arsenio, Arce Senior on motherfucking Instagram. You know what I mean? Follow him.
That
Something.
motherfucker built, bought Kill Tony. He
Yeah.
bought Kill Tony. I said, God. He bought Kill Tony. What the fuck is going on? It's the
I'll change
Onset
the
show, bitch.
I'll change the name. Yep, Arsenio Kill Tony. That's what it be called or something. You know what I
Shit.
mean?
And on top of that, like comedians, I feel like if I was the funniest person alive, I would the funniest person ever or some shit. I feel like I would have to go through so much fucking pain to find jokes.
Yeah. Well,
Cause you
that's
know the
what makes
funniest,
that's what
yes,
makes
cause that's
comedians
what
funny,
makes
man.
it
The
so
pain.
fucking funny. Is
Yeah.
pain. Is it's so fucked up that comedians have to go through so much shit. Like if you actually pay attention to most of those, like your favorite, like when I was growing up, like I used to watch Jim Carrey and like uh, Jim Carrey and Robert Williams and all of those comedians. I used to laugh my ass off, but then I realized as I've gotten older, like yo, they were depressed as fuck.
Robin
Like
Williams for sure.
Robert Williams, man, was depressed as fuck. You wouldn't even know it
The
until you
happiest man,
passed.
and he was like the happiest man in the world, man. On
All of
on a
us,
lot of, yeah, yeah.
all of us.
hmm
And then he passed, and you were like, wait a minute, Robert Williams passed? Like what?
Yeah.
It
And the
that shit
way he
hit different.
passed.
Yes, yeah. It was like, whoa, okay, this is different. Like you hear Jim Carrey talk about depression and shit. Like it's like, god damn, like y'all had to go through some shit to be funny. Like it's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah.
Martin and
His crazy ass running around 90, 100-degree weather and sweats
brother,
and shit, doing crazy shit out in the street.
like every fucking like god damn. So you have to suffer to be funny. But I still would take funny. I don't know why. I would still take funny. I think the joy will come from seeing people laugh.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And I would love to see that too. But I'll take the money. I'll take the money. I gotta focus like you. I gotta focus.
I gotta focus. Yeah, I also feel like also because I think also that's what we are about. I think that's me at the core. It's like I don't really give a fuck about myself. I don't really care about me, but I really care about the people. Like I always had this thought process in my head. Like, would you care? Like, if you passed the day of tomorrow, would you care? Not really. I wouldn't even care about if
Yeah.
I passed the day of tomorrow. I really wouldn't. I'm
I
like,
wouldn't either. But
yeah.
when you
It's like
think about it, the people around you are probably they're the ones that's gonna be
that's
the
what I'm more so concerned about. I feel like I don't want to pass right now because it's like I want to build something. So if I leave, you know, you still got something from me that I've done.
I've said it so many times before, like once my kids grow up, there's no point to me anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So like
I told him something.
yeah, so
Yeah,
like I'm just like, fuck it. In 18 years or fuck 7 years at this point now. But that's just
yeah. I understand something like that. It's a yeah. I still would take the funny though, man. I think the joy will come from the people. I think that's why they. I think that's why they hid their depression so well because it's just like I made y'all laugh, but I don't want y'all to see me in a vulnerable state to make y'all think that damn. Now I see why that pain. Why he's so fucking funny because he always was reaching out for something.
well, that's just it. All we ever see is the funny from these people, then we expect them to be like that 24/7.
For a 7. Mm-hmm.
And it's not like that. You go to an actor and you think it's like going up to an actor and calling him by one of his characters' names. he's not that character. That's not who he is. You know what I'm saying? He's fucking Leonardo DiCaprio. He's not fucking
Wolf of
from the
Wall Street.
Titanic. I was trying to think of his name, man, but I couldn't think of it in Titanic.
Wolf of Wall Street. You know,
Or
yeah,
Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, he's
yeah.
not that. You know what I'm saying? He's something different. You know. So I hear you. I hear you. Still love the money. The money.
You just won't
Oh,
buy shit and just
I
be like,
mean, I am. I am gonna buy shit. I'm gonna buy a lot of shit. I probably wouldn't move, to be honest. I'd probably still stay in the same house because I really love it
That's
here.
understandable.
Yeah,
That's a waste of money. I'm not about to. If I already got a good place, I'm not fucking spending extra.
right, right.
I got a
My
good
kids will be
place. I
going
don't
to
know.
motherfucking private school though.
Hey, I don't know. What you do? You want to be in private school?
Yeah, I'll take them. I'll put my kids in private school in a heartbeat. Compared to this public education and what's going on in public schools nowadays, hell yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in
Especially
public
here in
school, so
Virginia, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, I grew up in I grew up in public school. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
No sense. That's what we called it.
Yeah, exactly. All
No
right,
sense.
brother. Let's do it. To top off the show, let's do our Fuck Mary Kills FMK. Today we are either fucking, marrying, or killing Bella Hadid, Andrea Lima, or Tyra Banks. Mr. Brendan, who would you fuck? Who would you marry? Who would you kill out of those three?
Okay, I'm fucking Tyra Banks. That's just legendary status. You got to right. Like that's kind of like it's like a legendary status. Like it's Tyra Banks. You got to one time, just one time. Um, I'm killing Adrian Lima,
Mmm.
which means I'm marrying Bella Hadid. I need young. If I'm gonna do this, I'm going young. And Bella's like 23.
Looking like a goddamn baby. You always pick babies.
I'm 27, man. Like I'm trying to. I'm not trying to marry somebody older than me yet. I mean, it depends on the woman. I mean, it depends.
Yeah, I
Depends.
feel
Like
you.
it depends. But other than that, yeah, I gotta marry Bella Hadid.
That's like that Godfather that's 60 something years old and married his 18-year-old goddaughter. Have you seen that shit? Fucking
I heard.
crazy.
Oh, that shit's weird.
Weird as fuck, bro. That's
I
what I
get it,
feel
God.
like.
That shit's just weird.
Uh, for me, I would fuck Andrea Lima. I would marry Tyra Banks, and I would kill Hadid, Bella Hadid. The reason I
What's up with you?
marry
What's up with you and the young girls hate? There's very a
they
lot of
too
young girls hate.
young. They too young. They too young. There's just something about whether it's maturity. Yeah, no, it's maturity.
I can understand
Yeah,
that
it's
maturity. I
maturity.
can understand that. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I don't fuck with young. That's where I kind of do cut off with the young girls. Like, you're not mature enough to fuck with me. I
Yeah.
can't deal with you.
Like honestly, if I were to date, I wouldn't date anybody younger than me. I would definitely go older.
I'm getting to that point now.
You ever heard the term "the older the berry, the sweeter the juice"?
No, I have not.
I just made it up.
Yes, I can. Oh
I
wow.
know it's supposed to be the blacker the berry, but in this situation, it's the older the berry. And Tyra Banks got that old berry, that old dingleberry.
Yeah.
So I would I would definitely marry her. And like you said, legendary status. You know what I'm saying?
Legendary.
I'll fuck around. Do you? What's the name of Oprah's boyfriend? I'll be him.
Stedman.
I'll
Stedman.
be Stedman. I'll be Stedman to Tyra Banks, bro. You won't hear from me. You won't see me. You won't do nothing. Who that? Who's that guy? I don't even know what he looks like. You know what I mean? That would be me.
That's the best way to live it, though. If you're gonna do it, she do
Hell
it that
yeah.
way.
And Andrea Lima, man, yeah, she's fine. She fine as hell. I've always thought she was
She is
fine as hell
fine.
when she, even from
Her,
back in the day when she first
yeah,
started.
her and like Miranda Kerr.
I don't know that one. We might have to
You know
put that
Miranda
one on
Kerr?
our. And nah, man. No, I'm telling
Oh,
you, I don't know much about pop culture at all, bro.
nah, she a model.
Right. That's kind of the same shit in my mind.
In
You know
your
what I mean?
mind, yeah.
Yeah,
In your
yeah.
mind, yeah.
In my
It kind
mind,
of
yeah.
all runs together.
Yeah.
I
All
don't
that
know these
young
new
shit.
models like, yeah, all that new shit. I don't do that shit.
Bro, I still listen to 90s hip hop. So look.
I know you do. I know you do. You talking to me like I don't know you. Like I know you. I feel like Tuesday, if you do come through Tuesday, I feel like it's gonna be a lot of Fat Joe and Big Pun. It's like it's 2021. You can't
E-
put them on this list. Ah, we'll figure it out.
every music competition I've been involved in, I've won with them. So I'm gonna keep them.
Oh my god, yo, it's
Hell yeah, man.
Terror Squad.
Hell,
You're like what? Like what?
damn right. Damn
Oh,
right. Hell yeah, man. Big pun forever.
hell yeah.
Thanks, man. This has been a good show, bro. I've really had fun with this one, man. We were kind of lost there in the beginning, but even though,
Like always.
yeah, for sure. But
Like always.
I think the article helped. It at least gave
That's
us
true.
something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So,
Definitely.
maybe we can put a little more thought into the show prior to us getting together. we All right, full disclosure for everybody that's watching, everybody that's listening. We've been recording for a little over an hour and a half, and half an hour that was trying to find a clip, trying to figure out who we're gonna FMK, and trying to figure out the would you rather. So maybe we
I
should put
think
a
we did
little
good.
more. I think we
I
did
think
all
we did
right.
good.
I think we
We
did
did good.
good.
I
Yeah,
mean,
hell yeah.
listen,
Fuck yeah.
listen,
I like that.
listen, people, listen. We're doing this shit off of purely just chemistry. Everything will be fucking great, but you're listening and you watching, so who gives a fuck?
Exactly. We'll get
we are
we'll
doing.
get there. Excuse me.
We will get there. We will get there eventually. But until then, we gonna fuck around. That's what we like to do. It's what we do.
Nobody heard of the Joe Rogan podcast until he hit 500. So, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't even know motherfucker had a podcast. I was like, Fear Factor?
Oh, shit.
I
Yeah.
was like,
Nah,
Fear
you didn't know
Factor?
Joe Rogan had a podcast?
No, I'm saying like
Uh,
I didn't know
when,
until like later on in life. Like I'm like, wait, Joe Rogan, Fear Factor, UFC?
yeah.
Yeah, you do podcasts? What the fuck?
Yep.
Yeah,
And he's got like the number one podcast out there
podcast.
now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah. 500 million to go to Spotify, bro.
Yep.
Hey, listen, this can be something.
Exclusive content, just to
Yeah.
Spotify.
Just to
They paid
Spotify.
him some money for that shit.
Hmm. Yep.
Joe Budden fucked up. I don't know what the fuck he was talking about.
Yeah, he was wilding by leaving.
That was dumb as shit. I would be like, how much you pay Joe Rogan? I'll take half of that. Just give me a little bit of time.
Yeah,
Just let me figure some shit out. He
exactly.
created his own network. I don't know why he would do something like that. I get it. And you want to be your own
Yeah.
boss. You don't want to answer to nobody. But it's still like, eh.
Hmm. Yeah, nah, for real. So
Fuck up
yeah,
that
just
chemistry.
stick in there with us, guys. We'll get there. You know what I'm saying? Shit, we appreciate it.
We'll
Thank y'all
eventually
so
figure it out.
much.
Oh, we gotta
Word is
close it out,
bond.
right?
Yeah,
We
we
gotta
got to
close it out,
close it
right?
out. And I was just gonna say thank you so much,
Yeah.
Brandon. Please do us the honor and close out this episode of Overthinking.
Oh man. All right. Overthinking. See this shit here? Okay, hold on. Hold on. Alright. This is the podcast. This is literally us before, during, after the fucking shows. This is what we
Hmm.
do. Um, overthinking. Overthinking is a mechanism. It is a circle. It is a huge pain in the ass if you let it be. Um, you will not know sometimes where most of your thoughts come from, but you do know they have some sense of reality um, control, distance, time, you know, just things like that. You have to also know that at the end of the day, overthinking can be some sense of a way to cope with life. You can't always have everything you want in life, so sometimes it does get to a point where it gets too over the top. Overthinking can either help you or it can hurt you. Like I said earlier, it can lead you to the graveyard or it can lead you to prosperity. You do not know. But I do know one thing: Bella Hadid is fine as hell. Tyra Banks is a legend. Adriana Lima, I would still have sex with you. It was just for game purposes. I would still like to have sex with you. And even when you're funny, even when you're funny, you can still have the worst pain in your life. So some of us might take the money and run, like RC, or some of us actually would like to just see people smile, put smiles on people's faces, and we'll see how things go from there. So if you don't know what to do when you overthinking, that's kind of the purpose. There's not really anything you can do except just not overthink your overthinking. That's the best way I can take it. Because if you do that, then you might end up in a situation that will cause super collateral damage. So be aware of it. Like we always say, be aware. Just be aware of everything you're going through. And after that, you should be okay. If not, come back to Dark Therapy Sessions. We'll figure something out next episode. I don't know what the fuck we're going to talk about. We're going to figure something out, though. Peace.
Be aware. Peace.